All right, welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Games and Things. Sports have returned. Football has returned. That means it's time to plop down and watch some games, get those ratings up. And nobody has a better selection of plopping spots than Games and Things, the best in East Tennessee home theater seating. I got mine there just last year and have loved it. Love the seats they got for me. Games and Things, ourgameroom.com is where you can go to see more, but trust me on that. If you're thinking, I've really got to replace these seats here in the living room, here in the man cave, these are the people to go to first. Games and Things. Okay, time for some bold predictions, and here's what that means. If some outsider looked at this and said, there's less than a 50% chance of that happening, and you think, I think this could happen, that's a bold prediction. So you can't just say, I think they'll beat Vanderbilt. That's my bold prediction. No, it has to be something that the rest of us go, wow, really?
For the record, in some years, there was a less than 50% chance that Tennessee was going to beat Vanderbilt.
Right. That's right. Yeah. 5 of 7 years, amazingly. All right, bold prediction. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. I'm going to go totally out there, but because this season is so weird, the year that you could beat one of the top teams can happen this year. So I say Tennessee gets one of either Georgia or Alabama. They'll beat one of those teams.
Okay. He takes Tennessee to beat Georgia or Alabama.
That is bold.
That is a bold prediction.
My prediction is a cousin of that. I was going to say they're going to beat a top 5 team. Now, there's sort of a caveat there that it's going to be easier to get in the top 5 probably. Might have some weird situations, but I think ultimately the floor of Tennessee's roster is much higher. They've recruited well. They've got a decent amount of depth. They put it all together. They can play with some really good teams. We saw that last year, a little bit of flashes. So a top 5 team at some point this year, Tennessee takes them down.
I think if this had been a normal year, if you'd played your normal schedule, you could have gone into it and safely said 8-4 is the prediction, but much more likely if they're going to surprise, it's much more likely to be on the high end than the low end. Mm-hmm. Okay. Bold prediction, Chuck.
I checked one of the main gambling websites this morning. Imagine that. And Tennessee's over/under win total is 5. And my bold prediction is Tennessee will win 60%, at least 60% of the games it plays.
Okay.
So.
All right. Very good. My prediction is very bold. All right. As in, like school record bold. Talked about Eric Gray. I think he's the guy that's going to need to touch the ball, and they're counting on him being healthy. But you don't have a lot of proven receivers coming back, so he should catch more passes, you would think. I say Eric Gray will tie Reggie Cobb's modern-day touchdown record with 20 touchdowns this year. Reggie Cobb did it in 1987. He'll still fall one shy of Gene McKever's 21 touchdowns in 1929, the all-time record. But I think Reggie Cobb's 1987 modern-day record gets tied this year. 20 touchdowns, rushing, receiving for Eric Gray.
I'll take the under.
Yeah, well, that's bold.
Hey,
that's
I'm going bold.
That's bold. While we're talking about Tennessee beating top 5 teams, I think I said multiple times this year, if Tennessee has to go to Oklahoma, new quarterback,
right,
a little iffy, it might be okay. I would like to rescind all of that. I don't know if anybody watched Oklahoma. Spencer Rattler, goodness gracious. I think Tennessee fans might not be too broken up that game got canceled.
Go ahead.
Could a bold prediction be Tennessee will beat one team twice during the season?
Well, don't jump ahead. You know where we're going. Okay. My Eric Gray thing, though, says more about what I think Gray's upside is.
Right.
Because here's the deal. If you didn't have Jalen Hurd at all, and Butch Jones didn't split time with he and Kamara, if you just had Kamara on the field, all those passes, all those runs, he scores 20 touchdowns at least once.
Well, you're exactly right. We talked about it.
Now, is Eric Gray Alvin Kamara? Probably not, but he's the closest they've had in a while. So I would go. That's why I'm going with Gray.
It's tough to know, draft stock with running backs is tough, but that's what an NFL back looks like. The wiggle, the second level. You can't do it any better, and I think he likes the situation he's in because why spend your carries for free when you can get paid later? That's why all those Bama backs, that's why they can recruit so many backs, is get 100 carries, show them what you can do, and then take your 250 when you're getting paid.
John, if your prediction is right, it's going to be a very good season for Tennessee.
Yeah.
All right. When we come back, will Cade Mays be cleared? Will we see 2 teams from the same conference play twice? We've got rapid-fire questions next on the Sports Source. Come on back.